Hey everybody, it's Steven, and today I'm going to be talking about the bot I use in Splinterlands. A pretty comment that comes up a lot in a lot of my videos is, hey, where's that bot server? What do you think about bots? Does the bot work? And a lot of things. And I've dropped a link to their Discord a few times, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how the bot kind of works with my main account and show you some of the battles and the teams it makes and kind of talk about the pros and the not so good things about the bot. Cons. I don't know why that word wasn't coming to my head. And one of the things you should know is that the bot that I use does not win every match, doesn't come close to winning every match, and it's not as efficient at questing as it used to be. But one of the nice things about them, the main pro of this bot, is that you can take a break from the game and still be earning your rewards. You can have a busier life, still be earning your rewards, and the bot is not very expensive when it comes to how much money you can make in the game. You do have to be comfortable with providing somebody your posting key, and I'm going to talk about how to protect your account to make sure that that's not a problem. So let's go ahead and get into their Discord first so I can show you the Discord. So this is it. The Discord is called the Idle Earning Services Discord, and it's run by VC Dragon. He is a player from Splinterlands for a long time. He is somebody active in the community, and that's why he ended up and went ahead and made a bot for this game. They do look into making bots for different games, and they have like a scholarship program for Axie Infinity. They cover a lot of different games as far as you being able to come in here and talk to other people who are playing the game, and eventually if they get enough people in their Discord interested in a bot for a game that can be botted, they will make the bot. One thing we should probably talk about a little bit for any of you that don't like bots, just understand that they are going to be a part of a lot of play to earn games in the blockchain industry. This is because the blockchain industry kind of has an ethos of not letting anybody tell you what you can and cannot do. It's a very free speech, free action, anti kind of central government or central control of projects. And so the idea that you're going to put rules in place that bans people from doing any action within the game is kind of against the overall ethos of blockchain, and that ethos has come through in Matt and Aggroed, and that is why when people talk about them banning bots, they don't even really consider it. Another reason why bots are currently needed in this game, at least for the time being, is because it provides a atmosphere where you can always find a match. Now, our user growth has been exploding in Splinterlands, so that's not really a big problem anymore and going forward, but it is nice to know that there will always be a match to be found relatively quick within the game, because there are people running bots at every single level of this game. Now, here you can see some of the announcements that they've come out with, and I'll go over a few. One of the things is they are looking for developers, so if you're somebody that knows how to develop in scripting and botting, you can join the Discord and talk to them about that. They do have one main guy who runs the Splinterlands bot, and when there's an update to the game, this bot does go down from time to time, and that happens probably with anybody's bot you get involved with. If you know another Discord with a better bot than mine, feel free to leave a comment and a link to that one, because this isn't all about promoting their bot. This is kind of talking about the general idea of botting in Splinterlands and showing you an example of how their bot can do. I will say that this service is relatively cheap. They don't charge very much. They go over here that they're talking about people who are running, possibly a lot of accounts. The most accounts one person could have is 5,000. So they are talking about anybody who wanted to basically run a lot of low-level accounts, they would be able to support. They did have a slowdown a little while ago where they went ahead and ramped up their servers and their supports and being able to support a lot more accounts. They do have just a few days left. In 6 days, they are raising the price of their bot to $3 per month per account, and that's really not that much if you're in the higher leagues, but if you're in the lower leagues, it is a little bit more. So if you come to the server in the next couple days, DM them, get signed up, you will get their cheaper price, which I think is like $2 per account. You'd have to go through all the announcements. I'm not selling their thing, so I don't want to really go too far into that. Now I'll kind of show you some of the commands. This is the command page for their bot, and you interact with this bot in Telegram. So you'd have to have Telegram, but this gives you kind of an example of the things you can do. You can start and stop the bot with a mount, and then when you start it, you give it a minute, and that's how many games it'll play per minute. As you know, with Splinterlands running on the Hive blockchain, you need resource credits to go ahead and play each match. Splinterlands provides those to you if you are a new player, but if you put the bot to play every 5 minutes and you're a new player who hasn't staked any SPS into the system, there's a chance that you're going to play more games than your account is set up to do, and you might get some errors for a little while until Splinterlands provides you more resource points. And everybody knows that we do have a collection power in this game, so playing more than say 50 matches a day is kind of, or 50 wins a day, I should say, is kind of counterproductive, because your DEC rate will get so low that you could just stop playing that day and wait till tomorrow, and you'd be making the same amount of money. That's kind of how the sliding scale on the DEC works, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. You can have the bot play tournaments for you. So you can actually tell it to auto join any tournament with a fee equal to or less than a certain amount of DEC. So let's say you wanted your account to just go ahead and join every 10 DEC match that was out there in tournament and playing it. You could. They probably will update this soon to also support joining ones that have under a certain amount of SPS. That just happened in the last 2 weeks, so they need some time to update that. It can also claim your daily reward. So I have mine on my alt account set to claim the daily reward, so I never really have to touch those accounts except for to check if they needed a little help with some of the quests. And I'll explain that kind of shortly, because there is some optimization that they have not done to been able to do some of the quests. And I don't know if this is the same for all other bots. Anybody not using the VN bot service and using someone else, let me know if your bot can do these things better or not. I'd be interested to know. But they can claim the season rewards. They can, one of the other things that's interesting, this enable Swiss and disable Swiss is allowing them to play in anytime tournaments and regular tournaments. So this is something that you can do or not. One of the nice things about that is, let's say you want your account to just farm DEC and all you want to do is show up and play your tournaments, then you can show up and play your tournaments with the Swiss turned off. And this is kind of how I play. I play in the tournaments because I can play better, I feel like, than the bot. But the bot plays my account in the rest of the day, just so that sometimes I don't have to spend the time trying to win with a certain account to get a quest done, or a certain team, I should say. One of the other things that's nice is that you can tell the bot to only allow your account to go up to a certain league. So let's say like you don't want to accidentally go into Diamond because your account is one that you're trying to get into the leaderboard of Gold. You can make sure the bot doesn't try to get out of Gold and won't advance past there. You can also allow it to go ahead and advance for you to a certain level, which is something pretty nice. Also, let's say you've only leveled up the white team, the red team, and the green team. Well, they have the ability to use a name, /use name, and then a color, and you can go ahead and enter these like this and say, okay, only use those 3 teams, and then it will only try to use those 3 teams. Now, of course, that does mean that sometimes you will forfeit a match if those teams are not available, because the bot won't be able to make a team for you. But if your account would lose that match guaranteed anyways, then you probably would have forfeited it anyways, because you don't have a leveled up team for the place that you're at. I'll leave a link to this page if you want to come and like check it out a little bit and read some of the more of these descriptions. But this is like a little bit of an idea of how the bot works. So let's go ahead and go into my account, and I'll go into my battle tab. And so I've had the bot running for a little bit. One thing I'll show you first is we'll go into the Telegram for the bot. So this is one of the nice things for the bot. As you can see, just a little while ago, it went ahead and claimed my rewards for my quest. So I have the bot run, and let me just show you a little status here. So you can run a command like status, and it'll return my 3 accounts and how fast they're playing. So my account is actually playing pretty fast at 15 minutes. So I want to slow that one down. So I would do a start, my account name, and I want to slow that down to 45 minutes. Now, I would say you should let the bot play about every 30 to 45 minutes if you have a lot of cards and you can win a lot. If you are somebody that loses quite a bit, then you can speed it up, because only the wins lower your DEC. So let me show you here. I'm down to 62% as the bot has been running for about a day, playing every 15 minutes. 62% is not where you really want your account to reach, because that kind of means you need to slow down and not play for a while. Ideally, you want to keep this about at 75% or higher, or it's considered that you're going to be stealing from your future earnings of each day. So if you start at 100%, pay down to about 80%, 75 at the lowest, and then come back the next day and repeat the process, you'll probably always be in the high 90s when you go to play. Now, that way you're earning the most for the time that you're spending in the game. Now, yes, if you're farming this lower because you're having fun in the game, is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, if you're a person who maybe doesn't like to play on the weekend, then you can go ahead and farm this down to say like 40%, and then don't play for the weekend, come back, and you'll be back up to where you should be at the start of the week. And then while you miss 2 days of earning, you earn some of those rewards 2 days before. That's kind of the idea with the percentage on the dark capture rate. Now, obviously, if you don't do your daily quest every single day, you're missing out on a chance at more DEC and eventually really cool rewards cards once the new ones come out. But we don't know for sure how that's going to go. So here, as you can see, all of these matches here are the bot playing. So we're going to go into these, and we're going to see some of the teams that they made when it lost and some of the teams that it made when it won. But just a quick recap here. We have a loss, a win, 2 losses, a win, a loss, a win, a win, a win, a loss, a loss, a win, a win, a loss, a win, a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win. And that's the recap for the last few matches that show up here over the last 6 hours of the bot playing. I'd say that's a pretty good win rate. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's about a 50% win rate, right? About 55. And it's going to go through times where it goes through better and worse. And you're also going to see times where kind of like you lose a match, and it's because you end up going against something that your deck can't particularly beat. As you can see, it does use all the different summoners I have. Here it's using the Untamed ones. Here we go, it's using Aldrich. Here it is, it's using Jotun. Here it is using the Llama. You're going to see Jotun and Llama get used a lot. Here it is actually breaking out the 4-drop armor one, and that was an interesting one because it won that match. And then you have it even tried to use Zintar once, but that game I actually lost to another Zintar. And then as you go through here, you see it's using all the different decks because I have all the different cards. But you will notice I don't have Dice Summoner, so it's not using those ones, which is good. We don't want it using my lower cards. Now we'll just go ahead and bring up a couple matches. Let's go ahead and start with this most recent one that I lost. So in this one, the bot went ahead and chose Mother Kala, and let's look at the rule set and see if this is something that I would have done as well. As you can see here, I went against somebody who has a pretty good high level set of cards that are gold. So we'll pause it here. Also, when you see the similarity in this lineup, this means I actually ran against somebody that was running the same bot as me. This is kind of an interesting matchup because in reality, this would have been considered a draw except for the fact that one of our cards is different level, and that's this one and this one. So because his account has these ones maxed and this card on mine is maxed and his is not, you're going to see that this is why this map wasn't just an auto draw. And this also shows you that the bots are kind of prevalent, and a lot of the bots use the same logic. You will see identical matches happen sometimes, and then this match comes down to basically almost pure RNG. We'll go ahead and speed this up, and you're going to see that it's basically, we're going to go almost in the exact same attack order. So now he's going to kill my chicken. We're going to both move to the front. I get poisoned. That might be the difference in the match. Yeah, see, he didn't get poisoned. Both of our guys had poison. He also got a retaliate, whereas mine doesn't have retaliate left yet, so I can't get that retaliate. I guess the poison actually doesn't matter that much because we both have a cleanser. So I think the big difference is just the fact that his guy here did 3 damage compared to mine only doing 2. And so that's why his front level tank just survived for just a tiny bit longer. And that's really what ends up being the cause of me losing this match. So this is one of those great examples of having actual max level cards does make a difference at these upper levels, and at almost every level. If you don't have the max level cards for your league, then sometimes you can play a team that is just as good as the other team, even exactly the same cards as the other team, and then obviously you end up losing. So we'll go ahead and skip out of this one, and we'll go ahead and try to see one of the wins, so you can see one of the teams that it built for that. So this is an interesting matchup. I was going against a summoner I can't usually beat, but my bot figured out a way to beat him, and let's go ahead and see what this matchup was. Let's see here. So, okay, so this one, we have Opportunity and Odds. He went with the Dragon Magic Summoner, which was an interesting choice, but I think the reason why he went with the Dragon Summoner was so that he could be able to play the Vigulator. This card is really, really, really good in Opportunity, like one of the best cards in the back row with Opportunity, because it does 2 attacks for a total of 5 damage, but it does them in 4 separate attacks, because it does the 2 ranged, and then it does the 3 melee, then it does the 2 ranged, and then it does the 3 melee. This means that in theory this monster could hit up to 4 monsters on the same turn if those monsters have low enough HP to die from the 2 ranged attack. Now he doesn't have guys that low, but it is going to be able to probably kill one monster and hit another monster on the same turn, and that means, and he'll do that quite frequently when you're playing in this mode. So we'll go ahead and start this up, and you'll see that that's the card that probably wins me the match. It also went for, in an Opportunity mode, a double attack with melee. So see, there we go. We got a miss, but he still has 2 more attacks. So then he's going to get the poison on, and then he's going to go ahead and get that. Now, one of the things that was pretty interesting here is that this guy in the front row, you would have thought might be kind of problematic, but I'm guessing, see, the poison there worked really well to take away the armor. Then you got another double attack, and now right here we're going to do a quadruple attack, which will probably land a poison. Oh no, just kill him. You know, he had 10 HP, so it's just 10 attack. He does get attacked back, but it doesn't really matter. And now it's just a 5-on-1 with a monster that can't heal itself. And while that 4 magic damage is pretty good, it's not gonna work out. There's just not enough time for him to win the battle. So that's kind of an example of the bot picking a team I really probably wouldn't have thought to pick, but actually worked out really well. Let's go ahead and see one of the losses where the teams were not the same, because every once in a while when I review these, I don't quite understand the logic of the bot's team, but it usually is pretty competitive. So in this matchup, he went with the green team. Let's look at the rule set. This is one that I lose. So this was everybody gets enrage. And so I don't know, this is interesting. I don't really understand the logic of that team. You know, that's not very many monsters, and it does have 2 really good cards in the Unicorn and the Headhunter, so they're going to hit pretty hard. But hard and fast is kind of an interesting combo, and playing the Earth team without any healing is pretty strange. I guess I did have the advantage of the chicken in the front row, but yeah, see there, that stun. That stun for sure did me in, because without that stun, I would have had a chance at killing the Haunted Spirit with the Unicorn. But since he didn't have that, and then this one would have hit that other monster. But still, it just comes down to not enough monsters on the board. A general tactic, I would say, the only time that you can play small amount of monsters on the board is when you're going to be having somebody who has a self-heal and like a last stand. Otherwise, more monsters on the board, especially if they are similar levels, tend to win. And you'll see another example here where I lost, and it's really I lost to a Kron. And then right here, it won. Let's go ahead and watch one more win, and then we're going to end the video here. It was just a quick talk about the bot, and then I'll go back to the Discord, and I'll leave you with some kind of final thoughts. Oh, and I'll show you the little tips to make sure that your account is protected if you decide to go with a bot with you giving your private posting key out. We'll speed this one up. So this was a Silent Summoner, so I'm using a 3 cost that gives you access to the Dragon team. Makes sense. I went with a team that I like to play. This is a Opportunity team, and the Opportunity team ran into somebody running archers with Selena team. It's kind of funny to actually run archers in a like to make a Selena team when Selena's buff doesn't work, because all of them are doing less damage than they should be, or could be, I should say, because they don't have the normal extra one from Selena, which is probably why they're losing. The other reason why this person on the other side definitely lost this match is because he's attacking multiple different positions. He has a sneak monster, a sniper, and a front row attacker, and so he doesn't have the right cards to be able to kind of just focus in and kill the big tank. As you can see, my chain golem is just going to sit here and he's not going to get killed because he's not going to do enough damage there. Then also on the back end, having those high HP monsters to take hits is a big plus. It's funny though, I got a lot. Oh, he got a miss too. I was gonna say I'm getting a lot of misses here. So this game, actually, I thought I was gonna win this one pretty easily, but it came down to actually being pretty close. That was a big one there because even if he hits me here, he's not gonna kill me. And then my chain golem does go down. But as you can see, that extra HP from the scavages is just going to be too much, and they're just barely going to be able to kill off this front row tank and move his last archer up to the front row, and then that seals the win. Really, it was closer than I thought it was, but it was still a pretty relatively easy win, and that can happen when you don't focus fire either with all snipers, all opportunity, or all front row attackers. Okay, so the one thing that you can do on your account. If you go into settings, you can do this one right here. These are the two that are things that you should be using if you're somebody who's competing in this and want to be really competitive. So one of them requires active authority before transferring assets to your account. This means that the posting key cannot move items out of your account. So even if somebody has your posting key, they cannot steal your cards. Now, if they have your posting key, they could go on your Hive account and do some posting. They might be able to do some other things. So make sure that you understand all the access that you're giving them. I'll tell you this, I've been using VN bot service for well over a year. I've had no problems with them. And you also want to go ahead and do this, wait to reveal your team until your opponent has submitted theirs. Now, this is just to stop anybody from being able to use the blockchain to see your team and make a team. That could be a very advanced bot someone made, or a very advanced player who has a little script that goes ahead and was reading the blockchain for your team. Blocking it just prevents them from being able to use that to beat you. I don't know if there's an active amount of players out there doing that, but it's something that you should know about and understand why you can do it. Those two things will protect you not only from other players knowing what team you have, but from somebody using a from somebody using your posting key to go ahead and move your cards off of your account. All right, everybody, thank you for checking out the video. I hope this helped you understand a little bit more about botting in Splinterlands. And if you have any questions or comments or things that you want to let me know, also feel free to let me know what you guys would like me to see me cover going forward. I know I've been doing a lot of Splinterlands content. Do you want to get me to get back into some of the yield farms or into some of the other games, or just cover something else? Let me know. Thank you, everybody. Bye.